A mysterious man had arrived in the region. His presence disturbed the visions of the priests of the blood leopard. They informed Kasanje. Kasanje summoned me. And he gave me a simple order: kill him. Before the encounter, the priests prepared me. A dark ritual, incantations. Gree charged with the mystical powder of the blood leopard. According to their astral visions, this man was dangerous. Very dangerous. They said he wore the skin of a lion, and that a strange power accompanied him. I left in the night, all my feline senses fully awakened. Every smell, every breath of wind, every vibration of the ground. I felt his presence near the forbidden lake. He was standing beside a fire, a strange staff in his hand. He was watching the stars under the full moon, as if he were reading something in the sky. I climbed into a tree, silent, ready to strike. My prey was below. I jumped, but at that very instant, he turned around. With a lightning-fast gesture, he pointed his staff at me, and suddenly, time seemed to stop. His eyes became like two lamps. The staff touched my skin, and it was like lightning. A terrible shock. I fell to the ground, stunned, empty, as if all my strength had been drained away. I could no longer move. I was at his mercy. Yet he did not seem worried. I was nothing to him. He simply resumed observing the stars, as if I did not exist. A long silence passed. Then my fingers began to move, weakly, very weakly. Then he spoke, without looking at me. "My name is Soma. I am a Sawa." I managed to whisper, "Your staff, is it magical?" He smiled. "It is the staff of Henok, the staff of the Etumbu." "The Etumbu? Who are they?" He finally turned toward me. "The Etumbu are guardians, an ancient program created by Henok, an initiate. His true name was Dubise." "A program? What is that?" I asked. In ancestral Africa, Henok created living weapons, weapons with their own consciousness. They awaken according to the ages, and they choose their bearers among the original black people to defend them. There were several Etumbu, but the most powerful carried a unique weapon, the staff of Henok. He paused, then added, "But your ancestor Pasele put an end to this program." For a time known only to him, he deactivated all the Etumbu weapons. Only an initiate like me can awaken them, temporarily. He slightly raised the staff. "I came here to hide the staff of Henok. It will awaken when the time comes." I looked at him, troubled. "You said, my ancestor Pasele? Who was he?" Soma looked straight into my eyes. "You are a descendant of Mundo, a son of Kam, and among your ancestors, there is the powerful Pasele." He paused. Then said slowly, "In the religious books of the whites, he is called by another name, Nimrod. He was terribly powerful upon the earth, and I see in you a tiny spark of his power. When I touched you with the staff, I awakened a part of your genes, but you will not know it. Not now." He looked at me calmly, then whispered, "Only in your old age." "What do you mean?" Soma remained silent for a moment. Then he said, "There was once a black man, the richest man of all time. His name was Mon Mon. Foreigners distorted his story. They called him Solomon. This man knew the ancient formulas, the words capable of opening invisible doors. He knew how to summon and command demons of every race. He mastered the vibrational mechanisms of great sorcery, the secret sciences. He looked at me. But your ancestor, Pasele, was on an entirely different level. He raised his eyes to the sky. I saw your future in the stars. You will have to face a dragon demon. And if I do not activate within you the gene of your ancestor, you will not be able to subdue it. I shivered. A dragon. Demon. What does that mean? And where did the powers of the ancients go? Why have we become so vulnerable before the invaders? Soma sighed. The uninitiated black people have been cut off from their source, from their history, from their spirituality, from the original word. But one day, the diverted inheritance will be restored, for the black man is the heir of the universe. He raised the staff toward the sky and said, Our ancestors of the first age read the stars. They knew the map of the heavens. They mastered astrology and sacred astronomy. They understood the language of the constellations, the mystery of the zodiac, and the warrior entities of cosmic science. He added, looking straight into my eyes, For behind the stars, there are entities. True astrology is not superstition. It is an alliance between the stars and the entities of the Great Order. The map of the sky is the mirror of their interventions. He stared at me. The one who is initiated can read in the stars, the past, the present, and sometimes the future. I struggled to catch my breath. You spoke of a dragon demon. What is it? Soma remained silent for a long time. Then he said, To understand that, you must first understand why the black man exists. All black peoples come from a single source, the Sawa, the Duala people. From them came the scattered nations of the black race. At that time, there was only one continent. It was called Wase. All the earth was one single landmass, and all men spoke one single language, ancient Duala. He smiled slightly. Duala means start, go forward. Then his face grew serious. The one whom the Portuguese priests call Satan saw the creation of the first black man. He understood that this man possessed something unique, freedom, free will, and a terrible power, a divine grace that he himself had lost. When Satan fell, he lost his original nature. His spiritual DNA was corrupted. But the original man, he remained intact. That is when hatred began. He envied the black man and all his race. He envied his nature. He envied his connection to the Great Order. Soma continued. The first man spoke to animals. They were his allies, his companions. So Satan searched for a way to betray him, and he used an ancient creature, a serpent dragon. The fire crackled between us. Soma whispered, At that time many dragons existed. Giant serpents, sea monsters, far more powerful than those men know today. Satan entered one of them, and that is how the war against man began. He looked at me intensely. That is why you will have to face a demon dragon. His voice became harder. The black man carries within him the spiritual DNA of the great order of things. That is why true spirituality is a matter of race. He raised his eyes toward the sky and said, "But your people have forgotten. Some of your fathers made pacts with foreigners, with white men. In every age and every civilization, the history of the black people has been falsified and altered through invented mythological stories. That is why fragments of the history of the black race are found within religions and beliefs all over the world. Slavery did not begin with chains. It began in the mind. Soma stared at me. To escape this slavery, you will have to break the false religions that were imported, the false spiritualities, and drive from your lands everything your first ancestors never knew." "Do we also have to hunt demons?" I asked. The mysterious man burst out laughing, a deep laugh. Then he said, "Do you even know where demons come from?" He stirred the embers of the fire with his staff. "Those whom people call demons are the disgraced children of an ancient hybridization. They were born from the forbidden union between the Bamuloloma Bungulane, the fallen angels, and the female creatures of the visible earth. In the beginning, demons had bodies. They lived in the physical world. But when the great flood struck the earth, their bodies were destroyed, and they became wandering spirits." Soma raised his eyes toward the full moon. "Long before that, the fallen angels descended into Masimawase, the planet Earth. They took the appearance of black men, but inside they remained fallen beings of light. Their seed had been corrupted by their rebellion. Some of them appeared to black women near the trees, in the plantations, on the paths, in the villages, or by the great river. They came dressed in garments of linen, and they seduced those uninitiated black women, many black women." Soma shook his head. "They could have resisted, but curiosity was stronger. From those forbidden unions a new race was born, the race of the Bakala, the Nephilim. Then the earth became corrupted. Violence spread everywhere. The fire crackled. Then, Soma continued, but the fallen angels did not stop there. They also corrupted the animal world. And from that defilement were born the Mijeje, the demons." He raised 4 fingers. "There are 4 groups of demons. The first, the Mengu Mamadiba, the demons of the waters, those whom men call mermaids. These demons have many forms. The second group, the hybrid bird demons. They are warrior and religious demons of high rank. One of the most powerful among them is called Mitele." Soma looked straight into my eyes. "Today, he calls himself Jesus." I froze. "You mean the god of the foreigners? Jesus would be a demon?" Soma answered calmly, "He is a seductive demon, very ancient. He appears in different eras, under different names, always with the same promise, to save the world." He shook his head. "But he always lies, and he always ends up contradicting himself. The true Christ is far more ancient. He was born in Central Africa in immemorial times. He was called Jokisabe, the consecrated one, the anointed one. After his disappearance, many false Christs arose. Every civilization received its version. Fabricated stories, inspired by religious demons. These spirits speak through the mouths of men. They inspire visions, doctrines, ecstasies." Soma exhaled slowly. "They They show men images of fire, visions of hell, but hell does not exist. There exists only the pit of oblivion. That is why the world is at war. Religious and warrior spirits seduce men and sow confusion. I caught my breath again. And the other two groups? The third group are the reptilian demons. His gaze grew serious. And soon, you will have to face one of them. But have no fear. The fourth group is made of lesser demons. But they are just as dangerous. Among them are the beast demons, like the Sphinx, or the god Mavdet of the leopard men. He placed his staff on the ground. It is from that beast demon that I have just freed you. You have nothing more to fear from it. I remained silent for a moment. Then I said, "But Kasanjay sent me to kill you. What should I do if he finds me again?" Soma looked at me for a long time. Then he said softly, "When you leave this place, you will forget me. You will forget my face. You will forget my name. And everything I told you. You will even forget your own name." I stared at him, stunned. Why? Because this knowledge must sleep for a time. It will remain sealed in your memory until the day it must awaken. He raised his staff. But one thing will remain with you. You must save a man. He is a prisoner of the leopard men. His name is Mobwi. The gene I activated in you will give you the strength to defeat them. Save Mobwi. I asked, "And after that, what will I have to do?" Soma burst out laughing. "After?" He raised his eyes toward the sky. "After, a great adventure awaits you. I give thanks to Loba, whom my ancestors served, for crossing your path." His laughter echoed in the night. Then suddenly, darkness. I fell. When I regained consciousness, I remembered nothing. I looked around me, the forest, the extinguished fire, silence. I did not even know who I was. Then I noticed a necklace around my neck, a black stone. Strange. I felt that it was important, without knowing why. Then an image appeared in my mind. A man. I had to save him. I stood up, filled with a new strength. And without understanding why, I began to run toward the forbidden forest.
Stories braided in your hair, whispers of a promise dead.
You will stand where others fail, walk the ridge, attempt to swell. Fear will shake you, let it pass. You were forged to hold us fast.
Feel the echo in your chest, voices calling you to test every doubt that grips your hand. Let it fall back to the sand. Remember who you are, child of thunder, child of rain. You're written in the stars, in the blood, in the dust, in the name. When the world says you're too far from the drumbeat of your flame, lift your heart, lift your eyes. Remember who you are.
To write this particular episode, I drew inspiration from 3 books. The first one is called The True Origin of the Douala People The second is demonology, forbidden study of the science of demons. And finally, the very last book, which is a true masterclass on its own, reveals in detail the organization of the occult world, as well as the practices put in place to keep the black race under perpetual domination. This book is called The Book of the Fallen Angels. It is through the teachings of this initiate from the African continent, Wase, that I was able to break away from the religions imported into Africa and begin to understand how they operate. Ever since I left those religions, I have found peace again, along with an unshakable confidence in myself. So I could not simply be satisfied with entertaining people through my art without also trying to offer a solution. You are free to accept this or not, but my deepest desire is for our children to live in freedom and harmony on the land of their ancestors, and to reclaim everything that was stolen from us through religions, swords, and cannons. In order to drive the invaders from our lands, we must first use the spiritual weapons of our worthy ancestors. Physical weapons may be useful for self-defense, but they have their limits and also cause a great deal of collateral damage. Moreover, not everyone is capable of using them. On the other hand, spiritual weapons are effective and precise. Even a child who is recognized on the path of initiation can use them without any fear. And these spiritual weapons are found within our authentic ancestral spirituality. To acquire them and save the black race, which is the victim of a global plot of annihilation, we must return to the true source. You cannot defeat an ancestral enemy you do not know. Remember who you are and go reclaim your power.
Loba.